into it now. A lot of action last night in the world of sports, including a big playoff game between the Boston Bruins and the Ottawa Senators. Bruins dug a deep hole early on as they were trailing 2-0 to the Senators. Then they battled back, got two big goals, and at the end of regulation, it was even up at 2 apiece. Going into the first overtime, 2-2 tie, yet, unfortunately, the refs were not on the Bruins side here, and neither were they on Ottawa's side. Well, as it seems, as the refs blew with some crucial calls in that first overtime. But into the second overtime we go, and with about 9 minutes left, it was up to Curley, who nailed in David Backes' failed rebound as the Bruins won 3-2. Now let's bring in Ian Jackson, our NHL analyst, to discuss more on that Bruins-Ottawa humongous win, right?
Yeah. Thank you, John. And what I saw last night, I saw the emergence of the Bruins' future. We saw Charlie McAvoy and Sean Curley come in and win a game for the Bruins. For a long time, we've had Bergeron, we've had Chara, we've had Rask. We're seeing the future who could take this team to the next level, especially Charlie McAvoy and especially David Pastrnak. Back to you, John.
Well, thank you, Ian, and I agree with you on that. The future is just so bright for the Bruins. It's no longer led by Chara and Bergeron and Marchand. No, it's a new team. It's a new team, and it's a new future, and hopefully before Chara and Bergeron are all gone, maybe we could get another Stanley Cup in there, since last time we won the Cup was 2011, Gavin. Now, what should we be looking for Sunday in Game 6 back in the Garden, Gibbons?
Well, I'm looking at the stats over here, and I'm looking at Curley right now. He took 6 shots total. That was tied for the team lead. So, if I were the Bruins, I would look for shots on net. They had close to 90 shot attempts. Only like 50 of them hit the net. But I mean, you gotta get shots on net, and just put pressure on Anderson.
Yeah, well, now let's go to our player of the games. So, Gavin, would you like to tell everyone here your player of the game?
It's got to be Curley. He goes in there, scores his first 2 goals ever in his career in a playoff situation, in an elimination game, and he just stepped up big for the Bruins. Pastrnak was a big player, though, in that game, too.
Well, Curley, of course. What a game. His first real opportunity to shine in the NHL, and he took advantage of it, getting 2 crucial goals. First one tying it, and then the second one putting Boston ahead. But you know what? I want to give it to Curley, and I'm going to give him half the award. I'm going to take this award, cut it in half. First part goes to Curley, and the second half goes to Tuukka. What a game by Rask. Of course, a season high of 43 saves. Did give up those 2 goals, but you know what? He played his heart out. And I understand the Senators did get a little fatigued at the end there, but Rask making some crucial saves and crucial opportunities, and getting that game into double overtime for the Bruins was crucial. Because I say the Senators, if Rask was not on his A game, they would have won it in that first overtime. It's just, this is my opinion here, the Senators are a better team than the Bruins. I'm saying that they've looked better this whole entire series because they've been able to close the game. The Bruins, this whole entire series, they've been battling back, tying the game, making big comebacks, but they haven't finished the game. And when you can't finish a game in the NHL, nothing's going to go right for you. And that's what we've seen with Boston. But because the Bruins, led by Rask, led by Bergeron, Marchand, Pastrnak, and now, of course, we got to say Curley, they were able to close the game. They were able to get the humongous goal after the referees blew it. Looked like they blew it for them. Yet the Bruins were able to stay strong, fight back, and now the series is going to be shipping up to Boston, as they say.
Yeah, big Game 6 coming up. Bruins looking to force a Game 7. Predictions for Game 6 tomorrow?
All right, so I'm just going to say this here. The Bruins never have come back down 3-1 in the Stanley Cup playoffs. But you know what? I got to say, we're going 7. I understand they were 0-2 at the Garden so far this postseason. but we're going 7. I just got a feeling the Bruins, they've got the energy on their side. They're heading home. They played so well this year at home. It's where you want them to be. And you know what? I got the Bruins forcing a 7th game here. And I would say my score predictions, it's going to be another one score game. It's going to go down, I say 4-3. And I'm not going to tell you how it's going to happen. I can't do that. I've got to really look at depth into those stats. But you know what? I say another one score game, and it ends in Ottawa next week.
My prediction for the game, going to be a close game, probably one score. I've got 3-2 Bruins looking for Ottawa Game 7. Ian Jackson, you want to come make a prediction for Game 6?
Yeah, I'm going to make a prediction of 2-1 Bruins. Rask makes a good game, lets in a soft one, but rebounds after that and shuts them out after that.
Well, thank you very much, Ian. And now let's move on from the Bruins. I think we might go back into them later if we have some callers, which we will be accepting callers in the second half of this show after our break, which will be coming up in about 10 minutes. So let's go for the Bruins. There was, of course, another playoff game going on last night, and that was the Celtics. Gavin, take it away with your Celtics recap.
So Boston went into this game down 2-0 in the series, and they were going into Chicago completely depleted. They were just like they had no momentum going into the game, but they go in there and just show Chicago who's boss. They won the game 104-87. Al Horford led the team with 18 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, and 1 block. And he did that all shooting 8 for 14 and made 2 threes as well. Isaiah and Jake Crowder added another 16 points. But I think the biggest thing for the Celtics was the bench. Well, really, Terry Rozier came off the bench, put up 11 points, played 23 minutes. That's what they needed. If you look at Chicago, each game they've had a different guy come in. It was Robin Lopez game 2, and it was Bobby Portis off the bench in game 1, who single-handedly took down the Celtics. I'm looking at Chicago right now. The worst plus-minus for anyone was Jimmy Butler with minus 27. So if you're a Celtics fan, you gotta like that. And they held him to 0 for 4 on three-point attempts and 7 for 21 on field goals. He only scored 14 points, had 7 rebounds, with 1 steal. So if I were the Celtics, I would think, hey, it's a tie series. Like, you don't look at it as you're down. You have all the momentum. You're only down 1 game, but if you win this game, you're going back to Boston. You have home court advantage throughout the playoffs as the 1 seed in the East. So I'm Boston. I'm looking to win again in Chicago. John Perrick, what are your thoughts on the Celtics?
I think the Celtics, of course, they found themselves down 2-0, and I think they went into this game knowing they're better than that. They're not going to lose to the 8 seed. They're not going to let the 8 seed beat them up, and we all knew last night was a must-win for Boston. They went down 3-0. I think that was the end of it. So I say good for the Celtics. They're battling. They're playing a team that they know they can beat. They're the 1 seed here in this situation. It's not like last year. No, this is not last year. This is now. And they know that they've got a shot here, but they must win tomorrow, of course. They don't want to go down 3-1 like the Bruins are. And tomorrow, they play the Bulls, 6:30 p.m. in Chicago, of course, with the Bulls up 2-1. Now, there's something about May in sports, isn't there, Gavin? Something about hockey, playoff basketball, the beginning of the baseball season. Just a wonderful time, isn't it, to be alive?
Yeah, it's a great time. You got the draft in the NFL, all these big off-season moves. You get to see your new favorite player in the team's jersey, Alshon Jeffrey in the Eagles jersey, Brandon Cooks in the Pats jersey. It's a good time. It's not my favorite month for sports, but it's got to be up there.
For me, it is my top favorite month, and of course, here's baseball. And what's better than baseball with the Boston Red Sox playing decent, not great. Dodgers, well, we've got a Dodgers enthusiast. He's going to be coming in later in the show after our first break, so make sure that you stay tuned for that. But right to the Red Sox last night, starting a 3-game set against the Baltimore Orioles, but it did not go as they planned. Red Sox lost 2-0. Drew Pomeranz pitched a pretty good game. Of course, coming off a big bounce-back start when the Blue Jays hackled him his last outing. And Pomerantz now 1-1, an ERA at 4.60. Red Sox coming off a big series win where they took 2 out of 3 in Toronto. That was something they had to do after a rough start in Toronto, and it reminded me of what they did over the weekend against Tampa Bay. So the Red Sox, they've been playing pretty good baseball, and now a look at your American League East standings. Red Sox right now 10-7. Below them are the Rays and the Blue Jays. Blue Jays struggling with a record of 4-12. Rays 9-9. Then above the Red Sox are the Yankees and the Orioles. Yankees 10-6, Orioles 11-4. Your AL Central standings, we have the Cleveland Indians atop with a record of 9-7. Tigers are second, 8-8. And of course, the Twins are right there at 500 with the Tigers at 8-8. And then we got the White Sox 7-8, who are at 467, and the Kansas City Royals 7-9. AL West standings, Houston Astros are atop that. They've got a record of 12-5, the best in the American League. And then the Oakland A's right below them in second place with a record of 9-8. Rangers are struggling a little bit here, but I got a feeling that they're going to come out of their drought. They are 7-10, and the Angels 7-11, and the Mariners 7-11 as well. We will be talking more about the National League after this break, which will be coming up. But before we get to that break, let's stay with MLB. And you know what? Our big question today: who are the top 3 second basemen? Gavin, your top 3.
Top 3 second basemen. Pedroia's probably third for me. He's definitely top 5, but putting him at third is a little bit of kind of reaching for it. Ian Kinsler is probably second. He's not the first overall, but I think first overall has got to be Jose Altuve. He's just people complain about his size, but he's just a little speedster. Steals a bunch of bases, gets on base when he leads off every inning, well, every game. Sorry, he's a great player. I would love to have him on the Red Sox.
Yeah, I agree with you that, but I think we got to look at this list in 2 different ways. We look at it just how we look at anything else. Baseball is not just an offensive game. It's also got defense. And here we see Dustin Pedroia, great player. He was in his prime a few years ago. Then he had that thumb injury, and that really fatigued him. And so I'm going to give you 2 lists, actually. I'm going to give you my top 3 defensive. Actually, no. I'll give you 3 lists. My top 3 defensive second basemen, my top 3 offensive second basemen, my top 3 overall second basemen combined. Defense, Dustin Pedroia, I believe, is the best defensive second baseman in the league. And I'm going to put that, he's at number 1. Number 2, we're giving that to Jose Altuve. He's just a god out there on the baseball diamond in Houston. So he's number 2. Number 3, Robbie Cano. I know he's not the same guy who he was with the New York Yankees, but in Seattle he's been having some pretty good days for himself. So that's my defensive side of things. And now to the offensive side. All right, Daniel Murphy. He's not in my defensive category. He's number 3. Murphy is number 3 on my top offensive second baseman. Number 2, I'm going to give it to Robbie Cano. I get it, Robbie Cano struggled last year. He struggled the year before that as well. But it's just, he's got to get used to Seattle. He's had a good start already wearing that teal Mariners jersey so far. And I think he's going to do well as long as he can basically do what he does best. And he's got to slow the game down. When he was with Seattle and when he was struggling, he was not slowing the game down. If he can slow the game down, just play baseball, he's been playing his whole life. So why can't he do it now? I think he's got the most potential to be a number 1 top offensive second baseman, except there is no way that any of those guys are going to be able to catch up to Jose Altuve. I believe he's something else. Altuve, he is my number 1 top offensive second baseman. He's a hit machine. It's that simple. A hit machine. He's like Idrio. He just hits. It's like Pete Rose, just hits. He is the definition of a baseball player. Small guy. Of course, baseball players, size doesn't matter in baseball. You can be like Josh Donaldson and be over 6 feet. You can be Randy Johnson, be over 6 feet. Or you can be Dustin Pedroia and Jose Altuve, who are much under 6 feet. So Altuve, number 1, and now my overall top 3 second basemen. Number 1, Jose Altuve. I just said it. He's a hit machine. One of the best players in baseball. Number 2, Dustin Pedroia. I get it. He's had troubles with his wrist and everything, but I got to give him that number 2 honor. And number 3, the NL MVP runner-up last year, Daniel Murphy. He's just, what he did with the Mets a few years ago in the playoffs. Remarkable. 12 home runs. Didn't even make it to the World Series. Excuse me, didn't win the World Series. Made it there, but of course, it was not their hour as they lost awfully to the Kansas City Royals. It was not a bright hour for New York Mets fans then, but he's a wonderful player. Now with Washington, he's been the star there. So that's my second baseman. And you can argue, if you want to argue, go on our Instagram right now and tell me your thoughts. Of course, you can follow us at 90.7_PGSports on Instagram, and we will respond to all of your comments regarding our second base list. All right, so for now, thank you for listening to the first part of the show. We'll be back with more after this short music break here on 90.7 WJHD. Thank you.
Can I knock it? We're still on. Oh, go ahead. Who's on it? Oh, I got it. Four one. 4. What did he mean by that? Like a phone number. Alright, what's the number? 41. Yeah. 602. 8073.
You're on live right now, right?
Yeah, I know. We're gonna post on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, you can just save the thing. Yeah.
We do this?
No, we will. I'll tell John. NFL, I can talk.
East Coast guys. Who else?
Come on, mute it.
You did some. What is
Why did they recruit you?
They didn't recruit me. I recruited them.
Drive 7.
Gavin.
I feel like we need a whiteboard.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so smart.
You know? Because you can talk and you can look at your ideas.
I like that. Well, we give it a suction cup.
Yeah, we can just draw on this.
We have to erase it though pretty quick before it dries. So I'll erase it.
Actually, yeah, let's use that.
I got a note for you guys.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, is that on there? We need a whiteboard.
There's a red. Alright. No. Gavin. Gibbon. After this show, home run.
What's the home run?
We're going on air.
Oh, yeah, after this song?
After this song.
Say after this show. Yo, we've had like 30 different people tune in. But like, everyone
Oh
leaves
crap!
after,
I
like,
might actually.
4 minutes.
I've actually said second baseman.
Yeah, no. Switch.
Yo, we can use the red.
No, I don't want to put the tape on there.
All right, Gavin. So I'm gonna open up. Gavin.
Sorry,
we're gonna
one
go-
viewer.
Gavin, we're gonna go right
Oh,
on there. and
No
I-
one's viewing.
Well,
Yeah.
Gavin. We're gonna go right on there, and because like the this, we can talk about that multiple different times. Like we can just talk about mini games. Let's have callers calling in during that. All right? You get it? Because like we talk about one game, that takes a minute. We talk about another game, that takes another minute. So it's not like they're being interrupted. Wait, Walter, speaker. I don't have it. Crap. Anybody have a charger?
No. We usually do. I don't know why we don't. What was that?
I think I might have a whiteboard out.
All right.
You do? Hang on.
Gavin, 2 minutes till airtime. Oh, this is tough.
Are there any other classes?
This is just for PG guys. We're gonna get engraved on that plaque out there that says 90.3 engraved.
Don't worry, I got you, Raphael.
You want to do something like this?
Yeah, when you're
Ladies and gentlemen, you're
done.
listening to the Jumper Show. I'm Jumper.
That is myself.
All right. What game are you looking for?
Gavin?
What's your top game?
Give that here.
I think it's gonna be NFL game. Come on. This game is
Why'd you take my fourth spot?
Find it, 'cause that's what we're going to be talking about.
Bro, we just sectioned off an area where you just scored the way.
I mean, that would be my section.
Gavin, 20 seconds. Gavin, 20 seconds.
5 seconds left.
What?
We have 5 seconds.
Hey, is the stream on?
Yeah.
All right. 5.
You were talking about NFL.
Welcome back here to 90.7 WJHD. Well, it's time for callers, our top segment, and our first caller of the day is from Amherst, Mass. All right, here we go, and on the phone we've got a Massachusetts native. What's your name? Nice to be talking to you, Jacob. What's your question now? That's a great question. Well, thank you for tuning in here, Jacob. Gavin,
Repeat the question.
well, Jacob here is asking why the refs have been so hard on the Bruins. And you know what? I say because it's just how life goes. Sometimes you strike out, and sometimes you hit a home run. And right now, Gavin, your thoughts on the refs? I said it earlier. They've been horrible this whole entire series. They've missed calls. They've robbed the Bruins of at least 2 goals, maybe 3. So, Gavin, what's your take?
See, I don't know if they've intentionally been hard on the Bruins, although the Bruins have gotten more of the bad calls than the Ottawa Senators have. I think it's just playoff hockey. Refs don't really know what they're doing. They don't know what to let go, what to call. Like, I don't know if you watched game, I want to say game 3. Ottawa, no, it was game 4. It was game 4. No, sorry, it was game 3.
It was game 3.
It was, Mike Mathot on Ottawa. He was punching, I think, Vetrano, like he was kind of jabbing his jaw, and then I think this was like mid-third, and then later on, I think it was Zdeno Chara, he got the late penalty that led into the overtime and they lost because of that. So, I don't know, there have been crucial calls that have kind of decided the way the series has gone. I think the refs should let more go or call everything. They can't just be in between.
Well, thank you for calling in, Jacob. Excuse me? Yeah, I would have to agree with you at least right there. Well, thank you for calling in, Jacob. I hope we can have you in the near future. All right, so of course you can call in at 401-297-4071, and you can find that phone number on our Instagram if you hit the call button right in our bio. All right, so we're going to be accepting callers throughout this next segment, and our next segment is regarding the NFL. And just a few nights ago, they released the new schedules. Gavin, we are going to have a fun season here at 90.7 with the NFL. We've got some big games, primetime games, including a Super Bowl 51 rematch. Does it get any better than this?
No, I mean, it doesn't really. Patriots, Falcons, went in overtime last season for the Super Bowl. That's got to be the biggest game of the year so far. I'm looking at ESPN's list right now. I haven't looked at the schedules for every team, but I would agree with what they said. They have the Patriots, 2 of their games being the most important. And obviously the Falcons, Patriots, Week 7, Sunday, October 22nd, primetime game on NBC has to be the game to watch this year. Well, we hope. Hopefully both those teams are as competitive as they were last year.
Well, I want to agree with you on that one, except the real game that I think we all should be watching, of course, does it get even better than the Packers and the Bears? Big rivalry, showdown, Thursday night. That's coming at you week 3, CBS NFL Network. You can live stream it on Amazon Prime. So that's one of my early season games, which I'm saying that you should be watching. But you know what? We're going at the end of the season, long run. I say you got to tune in. 4:25, the Steelers, the New England Patriots, AFC Championship rematch, and it's in Pittsburgh. Last time the Patriots were in Pittsburgh, they pulled out the win, but who was not on that field? Ben Roethlisberger. Last time the Patriots and Steelers faced each other, who was not on that field? Le'Veon Bell. Now the question is, if the Steelers are healthy, will they be able to put up a fight against this humongously improved New England offense. Gavin. Now, those are my two early season and late season games to watch. What's your late season game to watch? Because the Patriots Falcons, that's week 9. Though, when we're talking about after week 10, what game are you tuning into?
Since I'm an Eagles fan, it's got to be Eagles-Raiders on Christmas Day at the Link. It's going to hopefully be a big game for the Eagles if they can play competitive this year. Hopefully they can play like the way they played the first 3 weeks of last season. And I think that could be a crucial game. I'm looking forward to just the whole Eagles year, like the upcoming year. They're getting younger, better, whatever you want to say. I think they're going to be a better team next year. Ian Jackson, do you have any comments on the schedule?
Yeah, I think the game I'm looking forward to is Patriots Green Bay. Do I know what week it is? I do not. I don't care. That's going to be a showdown. Tune in, folks. It's going to be a thrill.
I would agree with that. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, 2 of the best quarterbacks of all time. Obviously, Brady's a better quarterback, but I mean, they're both great quarterbacks. And you said it was at Gillette, Ian?
Yeah, it's at home.
It's at home for the Patriots, so I'm expecting a big game for them. Expecting a big game for both. Well, we don't know what's going to happen. Injuries, bad year. I don't know. Patriots looking like a Super Bowl contender again, if not in the lead for the Super Bowl. So, yeah. Any other comments on that, John?
I actually do have a comment, and I guess Ian Jackson may be predicting our Super Bowl matchup there, because after looking at the schedule, it happens to be the Packers will not be taking on the Patriots in the regular season, although there are some, we got the Falcons, that's going to be a pretty good game. But, alright, so I guess that's your Super Bowl prediction, Ian, right?
Yeah, my Super Bowl prediction is Green Bay, New England.
Well, thank you, Ian, of course. It's always great to have Ian Jackson here on the show. Alright, so another big game we got to watch. Week 15, Dallas, Oakland. In Dallas. That's going to be one hell of a game. We got 2 of the best teams in their respective conferences. Raiders are neck to neck with the Patriots, even closer than they were last season, in which Derek Carr's injury completely tarnished what could have been a humongous playoff run for the Oakland Raiders. You agree with me on this, Gavin? The Raiders, their season collapsed when David Carr collapsed on the field Christmas Eve. Derek Carr, did I just say David? Oh my gosh, Derek Carr, excuse me.
We have some commenters in the back, and Rafael Bormeo, Tampa Bay Buccaneers enthusiast, he's predicting a Buccaneers Super Bowl. Are they going to win it?
Oh, yeah, they are.
He said yes. Against who?
Doesn't matter.
He said it doesn't matter because they're just the best team in the league in his opinion. Another game I'm looking at, it could be a blowout for the Eagles. They're playing the Rams week 14. Carson Wentz, Jared Goff, number 1, number 2 pick from last year. That should be a good game. And another one I'm looking at that could be a great game is New England at Pittsburgh week 15. December 17th on a Sunday, 4:25 on CBS. That should be a good game.
And you know who's going to be calling that? We're going to have a little Jim Nantz, Tony Romo action there. And talking about Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, well, Tony Romo's first game back at AT&T comes on one of the best days ever in Cowboys lore, Thanksgiving. It's going to be a big game, I think, not for anyone on the field, really. The biggest game, it's going to be for Tony. He's coming back in front of his good old, faithful Cowboys nation. And you know what? How do you think the Cowboys fans are going to welcome Tony Romo now who's in the booth?
Well, I mean, it's not like Brett Favre going back to Green Bay after trading trading teams, he didn't get traded, but being a trader, as they said, to the Vikings. But I don't know if they're going to see him. They'll probably show him on the big screen at AT&T Stadium. But I assume they'd clap for him. I mean, he never left the team. He never did anything wrong for them. I think he would get a standing ovation.
Well, I agree with you there. And another good game, which I should have said for one of the top early season games, happens to be Week 2 NFC Championship rematch. We got the Packers. We got the Falcons. It's in Atlanta. Doesn't get better than all of this. I keep on saying that. Does it get better? It doesn't get better. Maybe, you know what could be better? A Super Bowl rematch between the Falcons and the Patriots. That could get better. So, Gavin, this is going to be an exciting season ahead of us, but it's still months away. But you know what's not months away? You know what's not even a week away? The NFL Draft.
NFL Draft.
6 days until we find out the future of the National Football League. And I think we're going to be having a big show coming up next week, talking about the draft, recapping the draft, going all into the NFL Draft. And you know what? You want to call and give us your opinion about the draft right now, why not? Call in at 401-297-4071. Again, you can find that phone number on our Instagram if you go straight to our bio and hit the button call. All right, Gavin, now your final thoughts on the NFL schedule.
I'm looking. I mean, it's like this every year. You're looking at all these big games. Every year there's big games, but like, I'm just happy to think about that. The NFL it's still a long time away, but like it's always great to think about football, talk about your favorite team, talk about your favorite players. So I'm looking forward to that. I think great season coming up, and I have no other comments. Ian Jackson, do you have any comments before we wrap up the schedule?
Yeah, with that Green Bay New England game, that is a rematch of a game that happened in 2015. That was supposed to be the Super Bowl matchup that year. Green Bay had an upset loss to Seattle. That comeback win with the great pass from the punter John Ryan to Gary Gilman. What a play. But we're seeing teams that are coming together. Devontae Adams emerged in that game in 2015. He's on another level right now. I want to see how the new secondary in New England can cover him.
Well, thank you, Ian. And of course, my final thought, something we have not mentioned. The opening night game, of course. The NFL season kicks off September 9th, and we haven't talked about how the Patriots will be taking on the Chiefs. That's a game which very well could be your AFC Championship game. Just like how the Patriots, Raiders, and Mexico City could be the AFC Championship game. And just like how the Patriots, Steelers, Week 15 could be your AFC Championship game. A lot of big games. But I gotta say this one thing. We can talk all about the matchups now, but you really don't know how it's going to end until you see the matchups.
Injuries, bad performances, benches, anything could happen.
This is the
trades.
This is the perfect example of how something can literally look good on paper, but then collapse in the end. All right, so Gavin, with the trivia.
Before I say the trivia question, I want to comment on Ian Jackson talking about the secondary. I think we got to look for big things from them, right?
Yeah.
Probably one of the top secondaries in the league. You have McCourty, Butler, Gilmore. Butler just signed his first round contender, so he's on the team unless they want to trade him. I wouldn't. They're already looking stacked. And Patrick Chung, so I would say one of the best secondaries. Ian?
I have a thought on that. If they are going to trade Malcolm Butler, I think they should pick up Darrelle Revis. Don't criticize me here. He lost 20 pounds. He was playing 20 pounds above his play weight last year. That's why he was slow. That's why he was getting burnt. His agent says he has lost 17 of those 20 pounds. He's on another level. If we're going to trade Malcolm Butler, Revis is the way to go in free agency.
I would agree with that. I think Revis coming back to the Patriots could be a big play. I think Bill Belichick can basically fix any player except for like Johnny Manziel and RG3, but you got to look at Bill Belichick and what the Patriots are doing right now. Revis won't even be the number one corner on the team. You put him at second, he'll be a shutdown corner, I think. I would agree with Ian Jackson on that one.
Yeah, all right. So before we get to the trivia question, I forgot all about this. We got a baseball game going on. We got the Reds and the Cubs, and that's an offensive battle down in Cincinnati where the Cubs right now are trailing 4-3 to Cincinnati. The Reds, after the Cubs got 3 runs in the top of the first inning, the Reds followed right back with 4 in the bottom of the first, and now it's in the top of the second with an out, full count, and up is Kyle Schwarber. On the mound, Andy Reid. All right, Gavin, the trivia.
So the trivia question for today is, what are the only 4 NBA teams that don't have their team end in an S? So, for example, the Celtics, they end in an S, but there are 4 teams that don't end in an S, and what are those 4 teams?
Well, thank you very much, Gavin. Of course, we will have the answers right after this short song break. Here on 90.7 WJHG, this is PG Sports Talk.
Yeah, that's the reason he was slow. It's like putting 30 pounds on it.
Yeah. So.
During his rip class, you could literally hear Spencer was literally just like standing at the edge of the holding line. He was just screaming. He's like, "Wee!" And Zeldin goes, "Spencer, go to the dining hall." And he goes, "Wee!" And he goes to the dining hall. So
Alright, 3 minutes, 20 seconds.
Alright, so closing time now. We're gonna end. Alright, open up, I'll say, call in. Gavin.
Huh.
Are we gonna do a show on Monday?
Hey, Pittsburgh, some guy named Pittsburgh_report said, no, he's shit because he's old and washed up. Yeah.
I'll tell you this. If he joins the Matt Patricia defense, he can go from being shit and being washed up to back as one of the top corners.
we took lacrosse players into 1,000-yard receivers, my friend.
He asked if we were a real radio station. No, this is fake. This is fake. This station's all fake, right?
This is fake. This is a set. We should get a second microphone so we can have like
I know,
noise.
it's so dumb. The other one broke. So I hope they order a new one.
I'm sure,
we
like,
can sit
how
down.
much are those? Because, like, I would rather use our PG Sports ones to get one of those than the shirts.
What are we selling?
We could. Well, we haven't like we're gonna weekend activity, like a 3-point contest. We can give it our We should. Sell hats, mugs, shirts, polos.
Custom baseball gloves, lacrosse nets. No, we just get little stickers. Put them on the lacrosse net. Cheap wall runner.
Nobody bought that.
Oh, baseball.
Oh yeah, no. You make custom. Like,
Oh, no.
I can see teachers with like the mugs. I can see that.
You know what?
My mom does that too. My dad.
We get like mini helmets, NFL helmets, mini ones, white ones. Put on a PG Sports logo. Sell it. No, I'm sure like.
Oh
really
yeah,
would
kind of
buy
like
it.
Sports Center at night.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The bald guy, he's got his like bald head on it.
Yeah, we should definitely get like stuff like that. Just like put them in here.
Yeah, split up a little bit.
I know. It's all
Wait,
like
what are we gonna
old-
talk about?
Shoot.
We should just end it there. What are we talking about?
Ian, what do you want to talk about?
What do we have up next?
We don't have anything.
Because we said our first thing.
You know NBA?
Oh, we're so
Wait!
great!
You have to leave.
Oh, no, we could have had him in there right now.
Oh shit, we did everything.
Oh, we're gonna compare Arizona to San
Then I saw 10 day.
Here, wait.
We can talk about
We
lacrosse.
say no.
No, MLS season's about to start.
Hey, I'm gonna go up and say quick headlines. Well, welcome back here to 90.7 WJHT as we are going to be ending our show up here, but let's start with the trivia answers. So the 4 teams who in the NBA do not end with an S are the Jazz, the Heat, the Magic, and the Thunder. Thank you, everyone here. Now, Gavin, come in here. Your final thoughts for everyone here who's listening right now.
I would expect a big NFL season. Expect a continued great MLB season, and I'm expecting big things from the NBA playoffs. And if I'm a Bruins fan, there's hope in Boston right now.
There sure is hope. Of course, the Bruins getting ready for a Sunday night duel, and the Celtics getting ready for tomorrow. One of the biggest games for their season as of now. For the Bruins, it's go big or go home. But they're home, so they better go big. And now a top headline before we leave you off, we're going to leave you with this. Miguel Cabrera was just placed on the disabled list. Of course, yesterday, Madison Bumgarner placed on the disabled list. Now it's Miguel Cabrera. These are 2 humongous players, one of the best pitchers in the league, one of the best hitters in the league. Both of them now are on the disabled list. It's a big fall for their respective teams. And now, we got some good baseball tonight, including the Red Sox taking on the Orioles at 7:05. We'll be on Nesson and Mason HD. And you can hear it on WEEI, the Shaw's Red Sox Radio Network. So for all of us here at PG Sports, I'm John Perrick alongside with Gavin Gibbons and Ian Jackson. And thank you for listening, and we hope to see you next weekend right here at 90.7 WJHD. This is PG Sports Talk along with Perrick and Gibbons. Good job. Nice job, Ian. Good to have you. Gavin, wonderful.